Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Otaku having coming at you with another manga chapter review. Today I'll be reviewing chapter 50 of Black Clover, and this chapter was amazing. Before we even get over into it, I'm going to say this chapter was a 10 out of 10. I'm sorry that it's late. I wish I could have reviewed it on time, but they normally come out Sunday or Monday, and none of the websites were uploading it the right way. But my manga app actually beat it the first time, giving it to me Thursday, but I had a research paper I had to do, so that took a little bit of time. So here it is, and I'm finally reviewing it, and it was amazing. I've just got to say, I've loved every part of it. Starts off saying that both Voltos and Lord Light were defeated at the same time. However, we got to see Lord Light wasn't actually defeated. Yami just basically fended off his attacks pretty well. At a 5 meter distance, that Lord Light fired his beam and Yami managed to absorb it. And Lord Light actually pointed out one of Yami's weaknesses. Yami's weakness is that his darkness is really powerful, but he can't spread it very fast. So in order to counteract this, he basically coats his weapon in darkness, or whatever he's using in darkness, in order to increase his power. Moving along, though, we have him recognizing that Lord Light actually noticed this whole thing, and Lord Light says, "Well, you're the second person in the world that I've ever met that's actually able to defeat me. So I'm gonna have to do something that I wouldn't normally do. I'm gonna use my strongest attack." And Yami notices his power level. He's like, "Oh shit, I better do something because if he's going to use this attack, we're pretty much screwed." He goes, "Why don't you heal yourself? You can heal yourself, right? And I'll go in and attack while you do it." And Lord Light's like, "No, no, I'm just gonna smash you with this attack." And Yami notices how powerful it is, starts building up his defensive barriers, and Asta's like, "You better watch out. He's pretty powerful. You gotta pay attention to what this dude's gonna do." And Yami's like, "I know," and basically starts building up his barrier. And Lord Light's like, "Better calm down. That's for you too, boy," because they were both sitting in the line of the fire right there. And this move was very powerful. And then it cuts back to Gauch. What Gauch is doing? Gauch is basically getting healed up by these medical doctors, or magical doctors, I mean. And none of their wounds were vital, he said. So it was very strange about how Gauch actually got wounded right there. So they were basically revived Gauch to full potential. And everyone's trying to give their power to Gauch so Gauch can go in and help these guys. Because they know Gauch is going back at this point, just for the whole sake of not protecting everybody, but for showing Mary that he can be the kind of dude that she can look up to. So the nun offers us to give all of her power to Gauch, and then Gauch is kind of trying to refuse it the whole time. But then Neju comes up because he wasn't really that much of a bad guy. He was just manipulated, and he offers a lot of mana to him. So he looks up at Luck and he's like, "All right, we're ready to go." Luck's like, "Well, I've already transported a lot of people over there, so you have one shot at this. I don't have that much mana left." So Gal says, "Let's go." Him and Luck teleport into the final boss fight between Lord Light, Yami, and Asta. And Asta had already defeated Voltos at this point. So it's just Lord Light that's sitting there, and he's charging up his regular attack, and they're like, "Oh shit, we transferred into the wrong area." And Gauch pulls out his mirror and does a full mirror reflect, reflecting the divine judgment, which is the name of the move. That it's like a big ass Kamehameha wave that he cast that Lord Light cast towards Yami and Asta and Luck and Gauch, and he actually reflected it onto Lord Light. Lord Light pretty much looks like he was virtually about to disintegrate, and as far as the skin's peeling off of his body, but it looks like it looks like he could be dead at this point. But you know how they don't like to kill characters off, so it could be sort of like what's happening to Fuego Leon a couple arcs ago, or actually it'll be the last arc. So Lord Light could get rescued pretty soon by all of his people, because he does have that one teleport guy. So it's very likely that that could happen if this move doesn't completely kill him, because but everybody in the room that was of any stature, such as Yami and Lord Light, noticed how strong this power is. And Yami even said that he would pretty much be screwed because he has to find a way to distract him in order to attack him. Because if he just tried to attack right now while he's charging the divine judgment, then he would just dodge the attack. So Yami didn't even really know what to do against this. If Gauch weren't there, it would be safe to say that they would have taken some major injuries at least. So Gauch pretty much came in and saved the day. So Mary's gonna be pretty happy to hear about that, and then Gauch is gonna love the brownie points he earns with Mary through that whole thing. And again, they're taking out Lord Light here, so the Black Bulls should get a large amount of stars or whatever to help them, you know, decrease their negative deficit, like I've said before, which is pretty large at this point. So it's going to probably take a while for them to actually get back to an even playing field, and I'm pretty sure that towards the end of the manga, if they don't end it very soon, which I really doubt they are because it's pretty popular, then they will become the strongest guild, or at least one of the top two guilds between the Golden Dome and the Black Bull. They'll take over all the other guilds, in my opinion. That's where I see this story going at this point. Um, would be pretty bad if Lord Light was dead. I'd like to see him come back like way later, not anytime soon, because we've had enough of Lord Light, I believe, and it's been the subject of the past couple arcs. So hopefully they got a new villain coming in, but they have to basically create a whole another tragedy in the city or something to make some kind of basically big boss come back out. Unless they're just going to keep sending them on missions, or the other kingdom is actually going to come in and attack them, which is very likely considering that they just managed to sneak this treasure out from under the other kingdom. Well, they didn't really sneak it out from under them, but they beat them to the other kingdom. So the other kingdom is pretty mad about that. It's going to be interesting how they go about attacking the Black Clover Kingdom if they do decide to do that, and how the Black Clover Kingdom will defend it off. Because if some small group of people like Lord Light was able to infiltrate the Black Clover City very easily, imagine what an organized country could do. I mean, they're organized. These guys were barely organized. I mean, they had a distraction to the side and one guy run in and handle stuff. Like, well, two distractions and one guy running and handle stuff. They weren't that organized, but they did manage to infiltrate the city and cause it a lot of trouble and almost murdered one of the captains of the main guild. So there is that. But overall, like I said, this chapter is a 10 out of 10. You just can't say this chapter is bad, in my opinion. But that's all, guys. Peace.